Hi guys, thank you for that wonderful introduction. As we know, some of us sell out to McKinsey. I'm selling out back to Princeton's endowment. Go Tigers. Now that cheap shot finance roast is out of the way, I'll get started. It feels like the last 4 years have gone by in the blink of an eye. And I think that's appropriate because college is just kind of those baby steps on the way to wherever we're supposed to be heading. So why did we start down this path? For some of us, it may have been because Princeton is the #1 school in the nation. And we've certainly earned it. Yale is out here taking bribes for fake athletes, while we have alumni giving. But I've wanted to come here since I was a little girl, because my parents met here the winter of their freshman year. My dad worked in the dining hall. He would give my mom extra French fries. And then my mom had her roommate set them on a blind date to go dancing. They got married right after they graduated, as if we were getting married this August. And they're over there, still happily married, and they're the most selfless, hardworking, kind, passionate people in the whole world, and I owe everything I have to them. Aww. So I saw Princeton as this magical place where I could learn to be like them. And after a lot of hard work, luck, and let's be honest, legacy points, I did get in. We all got in to our fairy tale land where we'll learn to serve humanity and probably find a husband. Lean in, ladies, we can have it all. And so before I came here, I went to one of those alumni events to get you ready. And in Michigan, this was in a fancy country club that seemed like the type of place that hadn't allowed black people or Jews for a while and women only recently. And I assumed that was to get us ready for the legacy of the university. Anyway, once I was there, one of the alumni told me that Princeton would be the best 4 years of my life. And I hope not. And that's not because I don't recognize how lucky I am to go to Princeton. I had a very happy experience with incredible professors, inspiring friendships, and countless emails from listservs I don't remember signing up for and couldn't figure out how to get off of. I'm sorry, Jeff from the Princeton Tory. But like every other place, Princeton doesn't always live up to your expectations. For example, I learned that boys were just as disappointing here as they were in high school, but now with higher average SAT scores. I learned that Princeton offers courses in everything but common sense, which I didn't get until junior fall. I learned I would become addicted to the feeling of turning in assignments exactly 1 minute before the deadline, including my thesis and this speech. And I relearned a lesson I think a lot of us have been learning our whole lives, which is that although it's important to respect most differences of opinion, just because someone has a different opinion doesn't make it inherently valid. These complex discoveries weren't limited to my own life. One of my very first memories of Princeton is meeting President Eisgruber. It was a classic encounter. He had the gray suit, the orange tie. We were in his office yelling about Woodrow Wilson. And this sit-in was organized by the Black Justice League. And I was in awe as a little freshman thinking, wow, these people, whether or not you agreed with everything the organization wanted, they cared enough about this community to try and make it better. And from that protest, we got our African American Studies department. We got a teach-in about Wilson's racist actions. But at the time, not the distribution requirement they'd asked for, and Wilson's name is still on my diploma. I think the fervor around Wilson faded because of how much this campus has seen in the last 4 years. We've been here from Yik Yak to Tiger Confessions, and still we endure. We've been here from honor code referendum to identical honor code referendum. And we've been here through harder times too, from President Obama to President Trump, through hurricanes and fires and more vigils than I can count. We've been here through 2 lawsuits the university helped file to protect DACA students and students affected by the travel ban. And while I've been here, rates of interpersonal violence on campus haven't gone down. The orange bubble has tangoed with the nation, 2 steps forward and 1 step back. And I've often felt overwhelmed by thinking about how to solve these problems. How can we, the same class that used Campbell trash cans as a bathroom, serve humanity? But when I look out at all of you, I feel hopeful. I know some of you, I don't know some of you I don't know but am in love with because of your promotional photos for DZAC. And I know that in this crowd, there are good people, kind people, and brave people who not only have the creativity to imagine a better world, but the willpower to make that world happen. So I hope that the past 4 years are not the best of our lives. I hope that the horizons we run towards make this a distant memory. In this crowd, we're going to have people on brochures, the next Einstein, Michelle Obama, somebody who finally addresses global warming. Please, one of you. We're going to have people who are teachers and neighbors and parents and partners and people who hold quiet revolutions of everyday empathy. Sometimes it feels as though the arc of the universe is getting lost on its way to justice. But we have to keep trying. It wasn't until 1947 that the first African-American undergraduate student was allowed here. 50 years ago, the first women. 4 years ago, the BJL asked the university to include a culture and difference distribution requirement, and 2 months ago, the university finally said yes. And a week after they did, hundreds of students gathered outside Nassau Hall to protest the rates of interpersonal violence on campus and offer reforms to bring them down. This was started by amazing people with more chutzpah than I have, but I tried to help out. I emailed President Eisgruber. He left me on red. Now we're meeting with a committee over the summer. So far we've had 2 meetings about how to have meetings, and we can't even agree on that. But if we keep pushing and we keep talking to one another about how to make the world a better place, who knows what 4 years from now this campus could look like. Two steps forward and 1 step back is still a step in the right direction. So I hope when we leave Fitz-Randolph Gates, although we'll be on different paths, that we'll walk together in that right direction. Thank you.